I'm doing much better now. They told me that I had an irregular heartbeat. They called it atrial fibrillation.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. I actually have atrial fibrillation myself. I've had it for about 2 years now. Did they put you on a blood thinner?
Yes, they started me on a medicine called Coumadin. I'm actually here to get my blood test today.
Oh, okay. Do you understand how everything works?
Well, they were kind of quick in the hospital explaining it to me. It didn't really sink in.
Okay. I know, it took me a little while, but I've been on it for a couple years, so I can definitely show you the ropes. One thing I do want to tell you, though, is when you go buy the prescription, check and make sure either it says Coumadin or it says warfarin. Warfarin is the generic name for Coumadin. So sometimes they switch them. So you just want to make sure that you get Coumadin all the time or warfarin all the time.
Where do I go to get my blood work done?
You go to the lab right over here.
Is it a big needle?
No, not at all. Do you have any friends that have diabetes?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same type of thing. They just do a little finger stick, and then they put it in a small machine, and you'll get a reading back in about 5 minutes. The test that they do is actually called the INR. That's just the name of the test, so that you know when you come and get your blood done.
Who will adjust my Coumadin?
Well, basically what'll happen is you'll come and get your blood tested, and one of the doctors or one of the nurse practitioners in the clinic will adjust your Coumadin. Okay. So the lab is open from 8 to 4:30 every day. So when you come up to the lab, you'll see Mr. Linwood here, and you'll get your yellow sheet of paper. This yellow sheet of paper is kind of a log of your Coumadin. So basically it tells everybody that you're on Coumadin, what your dose is. It'll tell
registration number 4, please.
It'll tell why you're on Coumadin and what your INR range is supposed to be.
Who will adjust my Coumadin? Will I have to have an appointment to get my blood checked?
So basically, you don't really need an appointment. This sheet kind of serves as an appointment. So pretty much, when you come to the clinic, one of the doctors or one of the nurses in the clinic will help to adjust your Coumadin. They'll give the doctor this sheet, and then they'll kind of look and see if you're in your goal range.
Can you tell me about my INR now? They told me it may take a while for my blood to get adjusted.
Yeah, so basically, Coumadin is a medicine that helps to keep your blood thin. So it's real important for you to know what your INR range is. So for me, I have atrial fibrillation just like you. So they've told me to keep it between 2 and 3. But my sister, she has a heart valve. Her range is 2.5 to 3.5. So every patient's different. So just make sure to ask that question when you go for your appointment.
So what happens if my INR is not in range?
So basically what'll happen is, like I said, the Coumadin is a medicine that kind of thins your blood. So if your INR is high, like 5 for example, that means that your blood is too thin. So usually what they'll do is they'll have you hold it for a couple days, and they'll probably cut your dose down. Now for example, if your INR is 1, that means that your blood's not thin enough. So they'll usually probably increase your dose and then have you come back in a couple days to see if it's been adjusted properly. One thing, and I'll just kind of show you the sheet that I had from my last visit. At each visit, they'll give you a sheet that looks like this. And basically, it'll tell how much Coumadin you're supposed to take every day. And so that way you can kind of keep track of how much Coumadin you're supposed to be on. And then on the back, it tells what are the best times to come in to get your INR checked.
So how often do I have to come in, really?
You know, to be honest with you, in the beginning, it can be a little bit rough because it takes a while for the Coumadin dose to be the right dose for you. And different things affect it, like the food and medicines that you're on. So you have to be a little bit patient at first. It can be a little bit frustrating. But then, like me, once you're on a stable dose, you might have to come every month.
All right. So do I take the same dose every day?
It depends. You know, for me, I'm on a stable dose right now, but there's been times where Monday I take one dose and Tuesday I take a different dose. So that's why it's real important to keep this sheet and make sure that you understand all the directions before you leave the clinic.
Well, thank you so much. I feel much better now. If I need to know anything else, is it all right if I give you a call?
Oh yeah, please give me a call anytime or stop by. But I just want you to know that everybody at the clinic is really nice and really helpful. So they'll make sure that you understand what's going on with your Coumadin.
All
Okay?
right.
I'm glad you're feeling better. It's good to see you.
Thank you.